3 things every company needs to do to grow a residential service company. Now, I've got a special guest in here today. Man, the one, the only, the amazing Tommy Mello. Brother, what is up?
Not much, man. Excited to be here.
Welcome to Dallas. Man, it is so great to get Tommy in here. We just shot a podcast a while ago. Make sure you jump over to the Trade Talks. Check it out if you want to find out how to grow a company to $1 billion a year. Did y'all hear that? $1 billion company? Can that be done?
It can be done.
Let's go back. Let's start it off very easy. What are 3 things that you think every company should do and do right in order to start a good company, grow it, and be profitable from the very beginning?
You got to have the brand. You got to have a brand that customers don't mind paying top of the line, that attracts the right employees that vendors want to work with. So many brands out there, they think it's a great brand, but it's just not. It doesn't feel like it's an affluent customer wants to use that. They're clean trucks, clean wraps. They don't have BBB and Angie and Yelp on the side of the truck. It's clean, it's crisp, it matches the website, the yard signs, the trucks, the stickers, the pamphlets, they all match. And then make sure your whole building matches it, the color codes, all that stuff.
Now, I love this because I've got a complete brand book, guys, 14 pages about fonts, colors, logos, what we are about, what we're not about, what we will do, what we won't do. You've got to understand your business, and you've got to understand this from the very beginning. There's 23 different differentiators you can use and learn to use them all. Most companies are different on 1 or 2 things. And talking about a brand and the van and the way they look, I remember a coach talking one time about he's driving by a van and he pulls out his video. He wants to video this van because it looks so good. And then he gets up to the very front. He said, there is so much trash on the front dashboard. He said, you couldn't even see the driver. That's part of the brand, guys. It's got to all go together. And I like the way you tied the building to it, too. Everything has to look the same no matter where you're at. And I'll give you one little tip from me. When I'm out in my vehicle that's branded, I make sure I back it up by the street so people driving by will see it each and every time. So that's a big deal. Number 1, brand. What's next?
All right, this one's a really, really important one. You gotta pay people on performance pay. That the harder they work, the better they do, the more they get paid, and their values align with you. So if somebody's kicking butt, they're not getting warranty calls, they're getting 5-star reviews, they're switching service to sales. They're making great money. It attracts A-plus players, and guess what A-players want? They want to work around other A-plus players. They don't want the B and C players. If you cultivate your culture right away with performance pay versus hourly is like people don't need to make any more money. They barely get the job done. They don't go the extra mile. You got to be careful with performance pay because some people call it commission, and sometimes people do the wrong thing that's not ethical. But if you set it up correctly, I promise you could celebrate when people make a lot of money. My CSRs that book the phone calls, performance pay. Dispatchers, performance pay. Every single people say, how do you make an installer on performance pay? Sold hours. If you get it done in 3 hours, it's a 3-hour job, you get paid the 3 hours. If you get it done in 2 and don't get a warranty, you get the 3 hours.
Not a bad gig. Think about that. You could work an hour and a half on a 3-hour job, and if you get it done, you get paid for the full 3 hours. That's up to you. How much money do you want to make? Well, how hard are you willing to work for it?
That's right.
I love that. Okay, number 3.
Number 3 is one of the things most owners, most founders fail at. You got to know your numbers. You got to know your booking rate. You got to know your conversion rate, your average ticket, and you got to understand how much it costs you to acquire a customer. I've worked with hundreds of companies, and if I know those numbers, the KPIs, and I understand a balance sheet and income statement, I could go in and fix any company because I know where I'm spending my time. You're getting your acquisition cost right, but your booking rate's 40%, 50%. And what I found, Roger, is most companies, they don't really know that. They say, I think I'm booking 90%. Me and my wife handle a lot of the calls. We're booking somewhere around 80, 90%.
Oh, I book every call that comes in.
Yeah, except for the call that's out of my service area. Yes. Why are you getting calls out of your service area?
Yes. Where are you marketing at?
Yeah, so that should be counted against you because if you don't know what's broken, you can't fix it. And there's all these gray areas. Call center is the number 1 area I find that most people are screwing up. But know your numbers. Understand your numbers and know where you're going to be spending your Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. I know you get just bombarded with issues when you own a home service company, but if you're not, imagine you're in a boat, a big ship, and it's sinking. You're going to go to the largest hole first, and that's where you're going to put all your time to patch that hole. And most companies, they go to the small holes first. They don't look at this big. Everybody says, Roger, I need more leads. I need more leads. I need more leads. I need more leads. And I'm like, well, how many service agreements are you selling? What's your conversion rate? What's your booking rate? Are you answering the forms the same day? How many companies aren't open Saturdays and Sundays and they lose all the business to the guy that's open? But they don't know that because they don't know the data.
I'll tell you what, it's so funny because I remember walking in the very first time that I joined a best practice group and walked in. I'm talking to one of the coaches and he's like, what do you think you need to do better? I said, I need my phone to ring. He says, really? You think so? More leads. Absolutely. You make my phone ring, I can make more money. He says, are you making money on every job? I said, I don't know. He said, so what if you're losing money on every job? Is it possible? Maybe, because I've refinanced the house twice, so it's possible. Guys, just because you stay in business 5 years, if you refinance the house 5 times, it really doesn't count. I'm going to throw that out there. But let me tell you this. He literally looked at me and says, Roger, you need to start fixing everything else before you make the phone ring. Guys, I didn't even know what KPIs were when I walked in. That's why I brought Tommy in to say, look, let's make this very easy. Give me 3 things that people can work on right now to grow their business. If you're just starting out, focus on these from the beginning. Tommy talks about so many things. Okay, you've got 2 books out that I think every residential service provider in the world should read. Tell me what they are and what value each one of them bring, because they are completely different and they're really going to help you out.
So the Home Service Millionaire, I wrote the book 5 years ago. And the first time I wrote it, my mentor, Al Levy, looked at it and said, this is garbage. So I went out and found the 12 smartest people in every niche. When it comes to call center, when it comes to meetings, when it comes to KPIs, when it comes to financial quick checks, when it comes to CRMs. I went and got the CEO of ServiceTitan, a $12 billion company, to write a chapter. And I put it in from soup to nuts. It's going to tell you exactly how to hire A players. It's going to tell you how to build a company that you could sell for a lot of money. And without their help, it would be a very bad book. But these guys are very smart, the guys and gals that wrote in it. One of the smartest women I know at home service, specifically plumbing, is Ellen Rohr. She wrote a chapter. So that was the first book, and really took a lot of pride in that. That's like my crown jewel. And then with COVID, literally, I had people at my door coming in saying, cut my pay because I want to make sure this company stays together. And another dozen people came in and said, I want to give you all my sick days to people that need it. And I really realized I need to build a business where they're winning. I need to elevate this business. I need to think more about the people and making sure their dreams are coming true. So it's called Elevate, Build a Business where everybody wins. Your vendors get to win, the customers win, the employees win, I get to win. It's so important to build a business where everybody's winning. Instead of going into a negotiation and saying, how do I get more from you, vendor? You say, what are your goals? What are your dreams? How do I help you win? Because I want my vendors to be healthy. I want them to be around for a long time. I want them to be prosperous and make money. And that's what the whole premise of the book is. And there's all kinds of little insights on how to hire A-plus players, because I've got guys that are doing $3 million a year. And I've got guys doing $300,000 a year. How do you get that $3 million producer and create just a funnel to get A-plus players? Because I promise you, if you had all A-plus players, you'd make more money, you'd be happier, you'd be able to do what you want, when you want, with who you want, and it would be fun. But it's so many people, they just don't take advantage of the people around them and get them motivated. And that's what this book's all about.
Okay, this is great stuff, guys. Number one, I hope you're listening and paying attention, because this is going to teach you how to build a company. He says build a company to sell, but you're going to build it where you really don't want to sell it, where it is doing everything right. You're making money. You're happy. Your family's happy. Your employees are happy. Your customers happy. And get this, your vendors are happy. Tommy, where can people find you on YouTube? I love your YouTube channel.
Yeah, so just search Tommy Mello. Put a lot of stuff on there. And, we're doing TikTok, Facebook, but YouTube, what I've learned from Roger, is a big deal. And I'm really investing a lot more into YouTube. I think it's amazing what you've done.
Okay, go over there, subscribe to Tommy Mello, buy the books, follow him on LinkedIn, join his Facebook group. I'll make sure that we get all the links put down in here, but go check it out. Man, Tommy, this is how to grow a business.
This is fun.
I love this. Thanks for being here.
Thanks, Roger.